All right, beautiful people, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Classi. It's 2026, my first video. Last year was beautiful. This year should be better. So if you're here, this page is going to be building up with bigger and better content as time goes on. So if I was you, I would like to subscribe to get the bell notification when we drop. You want to be one of the first people in tune with what we're talking about. Get the information, get the wisdom, get the knowledge, raw and uncut. I just want to talk about all the engagements that recently occurred. You know, people always look at celebrity relationships, I guess, as the milestones they want to reach. And that's beautiful. I guess we didn't learn anything from Will and Jada, things like that. But it's each his own. But what I will say is, if you look at all these recent engagements that they were talking about, especially in our community, brown people, none of them really seem like put together relationships. They seem very genuine. They seem happy, and God bless them, and I wish them all success. A lot of women are saying that they want to be in that situation going forward, like especially middle age. I would say 30 and over. Some of them are older than that, pushing 50, maybe 50. They want a real man. They want to be engaged. They don't want to play no more games. All these things. And I don't disagree with that. But what I will say is, how ready are you for what you asked for? Like, how ready are you? Everybody wants something that they aren't qualified for. And that goes both sides. Like, men are dating women, and they might want to take it to the next level with them. But they're not in a position in their life to be a real husband either. I believe in order to be a real husband, you should go into it pretty much with your foundation set at least. Even if you don't have any results yet, you should have your foundation set in every aspect. And I'm talking about emotionally, mentally, financially, your career, your business, whatever, your talent, whatever it is, the foundation should be solid. Because we all know sometimes that missing piece could be the significant other. Sometimes that significant other could be the problem. It could be the reason why you never get to excel. But at the least, for a man, a real man, you should have your foundation set. So if you still figuring it out, you're still putting it together, that's not the time to try to get in a relationship and lock something down. Now, there are instances where things come out of nowhere. You might run into the perfect person, maybe at work, maybe at a place where quality people go. It could be church, it could be dinner, it could be a family event, and you just feel that chemistry. I do believe it's okay to stay in contact with them. Be honest and upfront where you at with your foundation building, because that could be the one down the line. But you still gotta focus on the foundation. Don't meet this person, get distracted, and try to build that up. Because you're building that, again, on top of a foundation that's not set. And you're just creating a recipe for disaster. So I would also say, women, you could find a guy whose foundation is set. He could be not only set, he could be at the next level of his goals, his career. He could be well off, just really taking off, doing well. And you might have the physical appearance or even that representative, which is like the person you send on an interview or when you first meet someone and you don't really get to open up. That presentation might be superb and lock this guy in. But if you're not mentally ready, and for women, you don't need like the same type of accolades as men when it comes to dating. But you definitely have to have the moral and principled foundation set. That's what we're more concerned with when it comes to marriage and dating long term. What is your morals? What is your principles? How is your loyalty? Who's your circle? These things are more personality based, because that's what men really consider a quality female. Personality traits. Now, as far as career goes, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious and, being a boss lady. I don't think that's a recipe for a successful relationship with a guy who's already going towards that, because it's going to be some type of clash, because those are two type of masculine traits, and it's going to clash. But unfortunately for women, they don't want to be successful and date a guy who isn't bossed up, because they feel like you got to meet them where their pockets are. And I get it from that perspective, but most guys who are at that level aren't concerned with that. So if you in there being bossed up and all this masculine energy, it's going to be a conflict and it's going to be a turnoff. So if you're really looking for love and you at that point, it's two things you have to do as a female. If you already bossed up, you might have to date under your financial status or career status. He might be a regular Joe. I'm not saying date a bum. I'm in no shape, form, or fashion am I condoning bums being adopted by women. I'm saying date a guy who doesn't have that mentality. Because if he already knows how to be a good worker, calm, kind of like a basic guy, it'll be easy for him to adapt to your masculinity and your moves, because he already knows how to play his part. He has a job. He knows his role at work. He's not trying to be the manager. He's already okay with that. So in a relationship, as long as you still being a woman to him, he's cool with that. That's one option. Or if you meet a masculine guy at the level of being bossed up, the way a bossed up female is, you're gonna have to learn and really work hard on toning down your masculinity. Like, I know girls say, oh, my soft girl era. It's not an era. It's really gonna have to be adapted for the rest of your life. You're gonna have to say, look, I'm bossed up. Where I'm at is cool. I don't need to bring that into my home. And I also need to know that as my husband, he's the one that's going to make sure I'm okay, regardless of what I already established, because that's his role. If I don't allow him to play his role because I think I already got it, I don't need it, I'm questioning him every time he's trying to guide me, it's going to be a conflict, because it's our nature. We don't feel like a man if we can't guide you, if we can't protect you, if we can't show you how to do something different or better. So that's the other option. If you're a bossed up female, tone down the masculinity. Learn to sit back and, they don't like to hear this, but submit. Play the role of his wife. Because if you don't allow him to be a man, he's not going to feel fulfilled. Now, he might marry you because the accolades match. So now you're a boss couple. But that could be an issue because he's going to probably step out and deal with someone who is allowing him to be the alpha male, the masculine male, the male that all men desire to be. We work hard to be this type of man. It's not just about the money. Before we get to the money, before we even get to the money, we already have this mentality of the person we want to be with the money. It's not necessarily about the money. The energy we put it into our lifestyle, the things we're doing, the hustle, the mentality, it's all different type of energy. And the money comes with that. We know that already. Most men who want to get to that level know that already. So the last thing you want to do is get to that level only to just be not able to move the way you work so hard to be able to move. So 9 out of 10, he'll do it for the accolades if you're already fine enough. Because we're loyal also. We liked you, we love you, we felt that bond, and we did it because it made sense both ways. Common sense, financial sense, it made sense. But there is going to be someone under them that respects and appreciates all the level, the kingness in him, the boss in him, and that's who he's gonna treat better. And 9 out of 10, he'll probably end up leaving you for that person. It's very possible. Or you're gonna catch him cheating with that person, leave him, and he's gonna end up with that person. And because y'all both got paper, I'm pretty sure the numbers, the money is split even. So it's still a win-win for the other person. So it's simple. Tone it down if you want that high level man, or date down if you want to stay how you are. People are comfortable in their skin. To each his own. But now another aspect, if you are really just a basic female, like you work a good job, you handle your business, and you may have good looks, you're attractive, and your personality foundation isn't really there, you can't, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening unless it's with someone who, as a man, doesn't have his financial, we're not just gonna say financial, his whole foundation is not there. Or there's some more underlying issues, personally, mentally, or you could get a guy, again, I've seen all type of women with someone, just like you see all type of men with someone. But if your personality foundation isn't set, then you're gonna have a big problem with finding this new marriage era that we're in, this new wave of fiancés and people finding love, which is a beautiful thing. And I wish that on everyone, including myself. But a lot of people, especially women who talk about this, do not have their foundational personality set. They don't. And then most women who are speaking like this are, again, middle age to young elderly. Like you're 30 up to 50. People after 50, it's almost like you're negotiating your final season. And like in sports, you're negotiating your final season. You're not like the love of your life. If you get your love of your life, it's someone you've been with before. Someone you've been with before, and you both spin the block, and they done been through it all, literally, and vice versa, and they decide, you know what, let's get together and ride out. Hopefully they are making a relationship with God, so they are set for the afterlife. Whatever you believe in, to each his own. But hopefully that's the case. But the most common, like young girls a lot of younger girls I see aren't really into that. They're not really talking about that, which is scary because they feel like they have forever to settle down. They got so many options. They think they all good looking, they all lit, everyone's clicking up. They're not thinking about that. And that's a bad thing because they're going to end up in this category with the 30 plus females who are looking. And I'm sure it's probably it's not saying all aren't good quality. But what I'm saying is you have to really be willing to give to get that status, that fiance marriage status. It's not just like nowadays. It's too easy to just do what you want because they done took away the shame. Girls think they are out here. Girls are thinking that they are out here catching bodies. They think they're out here running through dudes, date everyone, sis. Things like you're hearing things like that, and guys are literally benefiting from it. Because no one is telling you, but when it's all said and done, and you meet the guy you think is the guy, you're gonna be faced with some harsh questions and some hard reality about your personality, your dating rap sheet. They're gonna really want to know. Oh, so what you been like? Then they're gonna try to shame asking about body counts and things like that. He's gonna find a way to ask you, have you been active? And it's simply common sense. Have you been in a relationship? How long? If there's a long gap in relationships, and it's no one you've been just dealing with, that means you've been just dealing with multiple people. So you have the opportunity to clear that up or leave it in the air because that's gonna be on everyone's mind. Oh, she's been in the streets. So automatically they just gonna put a number on you. It's a stereotype. They're gonna put a number on you. Oh, she caught a few bodies. Oh, she been out here. You need to clarify that if you think it's rude. Just clarify it. If you don't clarify it, that means you don't want to have that conversation. And then automatically it's... So now you have to be extraordinary in every other aspect of that personality foundation for God to overlook your street rap sheet. That's the fact. They call it hoe facts. I don't want to say hoe facts because everyone isn't a hoe. So we'll say street rap sheet. Your dating rap sheet. Because some girls could be single and deal with the one person for 5 years. They make sure they get checked out. They don't let him just bust, just do what they want with her. And they okay with that. A guy will take that over someone who just was out here wilding. What a guy should look for, which is a unicorn, is a girl who really is celibate until they find the one they with, until marriage, which is a unicorn. It's not often. A female will be so quick to tell you how long she's been single, but they won't mention how long or how long they haven't been intimate with someone. But I don't want to come down too hard on them. I'm just saying, if that's what they want, that's what you have to give. The longer you wait, the older you are, the worse your street rap sheet is, the worse your personality is, the more work you got to do. Because to just get a ring it's quality. You could get a quality ring, and I'm not just talking about the carats. I'm talking about the person that's giving it to you. That's where the quality comes from. The quality could come from some bozo who will marry anyone that's got a little bit going on, but he ain't got nothing going on, or he got motion, but he just a clown. He's a clown. He's a weirdo. Some dudes are just dangerous, possessive. It's, you name it. Some guys are just cheats. Like allegedly, Stephon Diggs. You don't want one of those, or do you? To each his own. Or do you? Yeah, it's filthy rich. Depends on what you want out of life. And that's personality foundation.